Okay, we've got some vision of Kamala Harris that's happening right now. This is in DC. She's got her official event taking place a little bit later on in DC. Looks like she's in good spirits, as we reported a little bit earlier. Actually, is there any audio here? Let's just run this and see what she's saying.
Education and getting all the resources there. And Sage, I can tell you're really smart and you're working really hard, and I'm counting on you, okay? Because you are still a leader at every age that you are. At 8 years old, that's a serious leadership. So you're in 3rd grade? Yeah. 2nd grade?
All right, hey, that's all good news to me. I'll take it.
Okay,
That sounds great.
Okay, Sage?
Okay, looks like she's just taken a call there. Yeah, she's already voted, as reported or explained a short time ago. She did it by mail because she hasn't been in her home state of California for a while. And yeah, that she's allowed to do that, so she did. She didn't have that picture opportunity that Donald Trump had, though, but that was her choice, and this all ahead of her official event that will be later on. Ron Book, he joins me now. He's a lobbyist here in Palm Beach. This is all ahead of Donald Trump's official HQ, the watch party that's happening here behind us tonight. So it's all action stations at the moment. Ron, what's your thoughts on everything that's going on today?
Look, at the end of the day, it's coming down to what everybody thought it was going to come down to. What are the big 4, the big 5, the big 6 looking at? It's all about Pennsylvania. It's all about where the 2 candidates spent the last 3 days. Were they in Georgia? Were they in North Carolina? Were they in Pennsylvania? And how many times and how many hours did they spend in those places trying to move that many more votes as we moved into today?
And do you think they can move those votes at that late notice?
Look, I think this whole election has been extremely fluid, and that is why it's flowed both ways. Both of them have managed to peak in their campaign efforts multiple times over the last 25 to 30 days. I think that Trump has managed, it appears to me, to have captured a little more momentum in the last 3 or 4 days. And I think that's critical when you're looking at a race that could come down to very small numbers.
Okay, let's get to those numbers now, because we've seen the polls, trains going past us at the moment, folks, so just pardon the noise, but we've seen the polls for the last days, weeks, months now, that have shown that this really is going to be going down to the wire. The Real Clear Politics, which averages the polls, I always like to refer to it because it seems to have the most accurate picture. Today, Ron, it was 0.1% in favour of Kamala Harris. It was 0.1% yesterday in favour of Trump.
Correct.
But it's hovering around this almost a draw area.
I think it's all about who gets their votes out today. I mean, all the early voting's been done. All of the absentee ballots have been done. All of that happened. We have places like you have here in Florida where over 50% of the people voted before today. When you talk about states where those votes are in the can, who managed to get that done best? Republicans have historically done very well getting their votes out early. Are there places where Democrats make sure they do? Yes, there absolutely are. If you look at Broward County, Florida, the county just to the south of where we are today, the Democrats were out in force. You go to Miami-Dade, one county further south, and the Republicans were out getting them out, and they were getting them out in unprecedented numbers. And I think the coattail effects, to use Florida as opposed to Pennsylvania, Georgia, or North Carolina, or Michigan, I think there's an overwhelming level of Republican coattails that are going to pull a whole lot of people in.
So just for our viewers tonight, can you give us some advice as we start to see those early numbers come in? Because I was here reporting 4 years ago, and the early momentum was for the Republicans, and I think everybody thought that Donald Trump was going to get over the line. But in the end, the Democrats came over the top of the Republicans in a very big way and obviously won. So is there advice, things to watch for tonight? Maybe cool your jets a little?
Keep your powder dry, keep your jet engines on idle, and wait until 10 or 11 or 12 o'clock. I don't know that we'll know where the winner is until late, but I think we'll know a winner tonight.
You think we'll get a result?
I do. I think it'll be a little clearer. I think, look, election supervisors, election directors, election secretaries know that the cameras are on them. Everybody doesn't, most people don't want to be embarrassed on election night. And I think people learned from 4 years ago what they need to do to make sure that they don't make mistakes, number one. And secondly, I think the fact that the FBI is so deeply involved with their 55 different operations around the country to make sure that the election is fair, I think keeps other people on their toes from an honesty and integrity standpoint.
Really good to talk to you, Ron. Appreciate that. That's lobbyist here, Ron Book. Thank you for your time. We'll talk to you again.